Hey there, I'm going to show you how to differentiate for the possibility of an alternative language within your classroom, but also how to then upload a document into Class Notebook if that was an option that you wanted to trial with your students in your class via Teams. The first thing I'm going to do is go into a Word document and I'm going to translate some work that we've already done as a team. So I've already planned this together. I'm going to first copy it so that I know that I've got it saved. Then I'm going to do just a simple right click and go to translate. It will then say how you're going to go over the internet. I need to translate this document of mine into Arabic, so from English to Arabic. So I simply select the option there. I want to translate the whole document. So there's my option there to do that as I scroll down. I simply then go insert, and that is now everything that I wanted to say. However, it's in Arabic. I then simply paste back my information. And the reason I do that is so that my student is then given, I suppose, access, but also, insight to what it would look like in English as well. All right, now I'm going to save that only because I want to make sure I've done that. And I'll save it in Nirvans because that's my student's name. So I'm just going to quickly save that there. And I'll call it Navan 2, and you'll see why I've done that in a moment. All right, I'm going to then close out of that and head back into Microsoft Teams. Now here I am in Teams. That was a humanities document, and I want to put that into Navan's class notebook. So I'd simply go to my humanities team. I'm then up here in class notebook, which I've already set up, obviously. So yours may look a little bit different to this, but if I simply then open in browser, it's generally easier, although you don't have to. It will go across the internet, okay, and it will open up in the browser. You will see down here all my students' names already. Now I'm going to go to the content library and I'm going to add in that page that we just created in Microsoft Word. Okay, now I'm just going to call it Nivan, only because that's a simple sort of thing for me to call it for now. Now I'm going to go back to my document, which was it was this one. I just need to copy all of that information, copy that, put that straight into my page for Nivan. Okay, and there it is there. Now it saves as we go. All right, so basically when Nivan gets access to this, she can then be working on this and I can be watching her do that. So at the moment I've put it into my content library and I've called it a name. I haven't distributed this to Nivan yet, so she can't work on it. So I need to make sure I'm on Class Notebook. I go to Distribute page and I do an individual distribution. That means that only Nivan will get this page in her notebook. If I wanted to do it as a group, I could, select a group of students, or I could have a differentiated group that I already have set up. So this is only going to Nivan, so I simply click on her name. I then click Next. It's her Term 3 work. So then I distribute, and it will distribute her work for her. So you can see the circle slowly changing, and now here it is saying, okay, this is going to Nivan's work. That should eventually tell you that it's done. So when it's done, I can click out of that box. I can go out of my content library. Remember the page was called Nivan. So I can scroll down here to double check that it's in her class notebook. So I find her class notebook here. And I go into the Term 3 work. And there should be a page there called Nivan, and there it is there, loading. Okay, now I'll close Nivan's notebook off and I will go in and prove to you that it's not in somebody else's. So if I just have a look in JazJits, for example, I know that if I go into Term 3 work, there should not be a page there called Nivan, and you can see that there's not. Okay, and it just means that Nivan or whatever student I'll go into James's, for example. Any student that then chooses to work in Class Notebook, I can go onto their pages with them live, and then they can be working with me at the same time. So I can be watching their page. So you can see here James has been through and he's done the task. So this was back in week 5. I generally name mine as the week first and then the lesson number. So it was week 5 and it was lesson 9. So he had to view some videos. Then he had to find out what he thought about the videos and write his short statement. So if we have a look at, I don't know, last week, so he had to find out something about another country and then write the information in. You'll see this little logo come up, or this sort of error. It's not an error as such, but it's information to show you that he has made changes to it and they may be different to what's displayed on my page. Generally, him and I will just do a refresh. So if you go to this little cloud and you click the sync status, and then they should sync together. Okay, it's probably best to have a go at trying to do this yourself if you want to use it, but otherwise it's pretty self-explanatory when you do start. So any questions, I'm more than happy to try and answer for you, but if it's something that you're willing to have a go at, then yeah, go for it. Cheers.